Hey y'all. So, I didn't get a chance to do a live video last week because I was on vacation with my husband. And I'm going to tell you all about that in another video. All right. And because my husband and I were on vacation, Hassan went to visit his dad in Pittsburgh. And Hassan does fly alone. And I went and picked him up from the airport today. So I'm late doing my live, but I'm going to do it today. All right. But we're going to do it while I'm cooking dinner. Okay. So we did Planning Hassan's Adventure Part 1. And this is Planning Hassan's Adventure Part 2. And I want to talk about the benefits, 4 benefits of planning adventures 8 to 10 months in advance. Okay. The funny thing is that I thought this is how everybody planned vacations, right? Apparently, what I hear is that it's not how everybody plans vacations. It's how I plan vacations. I get picked on in my family because, you know, I'm in advance and all this other stuff. But, like, there are benefits to planning a year, 10 months, 8 months in advance. Okay, so we're going to talk about that today. As soon as I plug in my fan because I'm having a hot flash. So my thing is this. If you're one of those people who you're like, I plan my vacation, in advance, 3-4 months in advance. It's fine. We never had any problems. That's how I do it. You know what I mean? Or, you're like, well, we plan our vacations at the top of the year. You know what I mean? Christmas rolls through, January comes, and toward the end of January or whatever, you're like, you know what? Where are we going for vacation this coming summer? And you start thinking about vacation then, right? So if that's what you do, that's fine. But hear me out whenever I talk about 4 benefits of planning in advance. So if you watch my other video, I told you that it's time for us to plan another adventure for Hassan, okay? We need to plan another adventure, and I like to plan my vacations with him, or vacations period, 8 to 10 months in advance, especially with him, and I'll get into that in a minute. So if you want to know why it's important and what benefits you can take advantage of, then let me take about 15 minutes of your time. So the first benefit, the main benefit is that I want the dates that I want. How many times have you gone to plan a vacation in the next 2 or 3 or 4 months? And you're looking at the calendar and you have to like kind of like go along with what other people at work or your family, and then you finally agree, right, on some dates, all for the dates to not be available for the resort that you want, the hotel that you want. It's not, you know what I mean? And so you have to go back to the drawing board. And if you watch my other videos, I mentioned before that, whenever I take Hassan on his adventures, it's always on his birthday, okay? His birthday is the same date every year. Those are the dates that I want. You know what I mean? Those are the dates that I want. So if his birthday's in June and I wait till, I don't know, March or April to plan his vacation, I might not get those dates. And that's when I want it, okay? And just to be clear, whenever it's Hassan's birthday, we're getting into the summer season. We're getting into the busy season, the busy vacation season. So I get that, you know what I mean? Those dates go fast, especially when people are planning vacations at the top of the year, right? January, February time frame. And those they're gonna grab those dates up. So that's the first reason I want to go on vacation when I want to go on vacation for whatever reason. The second reason is that I want the hotel that I want. Okay? So the thing is that if I'm doing my little research on Hassan's adventure vacations or whatever, and I want my hotel. David Ward just walked in. Hi, babe. He was peeking around the corner to see if I was live, y'all. I'm live because he likes to give me kisses when he comes in the house. But anyway, so where was I? So whenever if I do my little research, and I decide, what, this is a good resort for whatever reason, and I want to book that resort. Are the dates available for the? You know what I mean? And is it the hotel? You know what I mean? There are times when you go to book a hotel room, and not only are the dates available, not only are the dates unavailable, but a lot of times you'll go to book it and there won't be any dates available in your room category, right? Or what you don't realize maybe is that the prices will go up because it's so close to the date that you want to go. All right. So the third reason, the reason why I plan in advance, so far in advance, is because I have time to do all the research. So you might say, I mean, whenever I plan my vacation 3 or 4 months in advance, I do my research too. But no, whenever you're planning an adventure for your child that has autism, there's way more research you have to do. You know what I mean? So like for instance, Walt Disney World, if you're going to Magic Kingdom, you want to do your research about, for instance, those fireworks, okay? And the thing is that it's overcrowded. There's so much you can learn from videos online on YouTube. People are posting their experiences. They're telling you what to expect. They're taking their home videos and they're posting it on YouTube so you can see it. Okay? So the thing is that you want to do your research. And I'm not just talking about your Expedia or Google research. I'm talking about you want to watch some YouTube videos. Now, what I'll do is I'll caution you about some of these YouTube videos because there are some people, they make these videos, and they're like, oh yeah, we want to, we did a review of this hotel or whatever, right? And then come to find that they're just complainers. Have you ever done that? Have you ever watched a YouTube video and the person, you're like, great, I'm going to learn about this hotel or this park or whatever. And they're just like, I mean, it was fine. It's just that, it rained the whole time. And, I didn't like the way they didn't cater to us when we walked in the park. And, the line was really long. And, and they're just, meanwhile, you just want to know about the property. Help me to understand what my experience is going to be like whenever I go to the park. And so I'm saying that to say, I want you to take these reviews and these YouTube videos with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? I am making a quick dinner tonight because, like I said, it's late. We usually eat at this time. But because I went to the airport and my husband just got in, I'm making my mom used to do this. She used to do green beans and potatoes in a pot with some seasonings, and so that's easy peasy. So yeah. All right, do your research, okay? You want to know everything about the location, but you want to take your time, especially because you have a child with autism, okay? And you're not stressed trying to plan a vacation for your family. That's what you don't want. You don't want to be stressed. All right? And the last reason number 4, reason why I plan my vacations so far in advance is because I want to be debt free for that vacation. Okay? That whole planning your vacation 3-4 months in advance, I'm not throwing that on a credit card. I'm just not. I'm not doing it. I'm going to make my reservations, or if I throw it on a credit card because I want my credit card points, I'm going to pay it off over. You know what I mean? I'm gonna, I'll use it, and then I'll pay it off with savings or whatever, and then build that set, and then have time to say we're debt free. And while I'm making those payments, or while I'm using, I'm making those payments. Like for instance, Disney Cruise Line, you don't have to pay it in advance. You give them a deposit, and depending on the resort, and we can talk about tips and tricks. But for Disney Cruise Line, you pay a deposit like $200, and then they let you make payments all the way up to, I think, 3 months before your trip. But you don't have a big debt on your credit card, right? But while I'm doing that, I'm also putting money aside into a vacation account, so that when we go, I can pay for the excursions. I have the cash for whatever I need it for. So yeah, we're not, especially with the way the economy is right now, and how people, jobs, and listen, if you're gonna go on vacation, do it debt free. Anytime you see me in pictures with Hassan, that was paid off in advance. Okay, we don't want all the interest, whatever. Okay, so those are my benefits. It's stress free for me. It's easy for me. It makes life simpler. It's you know what I mean? It's actually fun to plan the vacation whenever I do it that way. I've planned vacations at the last minute before, and then I'm scrambling for everything. You have time, and whenever you do it in advance, like this is September. Hassan's vacation will be in June. So I have time to not just do my research for actual properties and prices, but also, what will the weather be like? What kind of outfits do we want? What kind of itinerary do we want? You know what I mean? I'm planning each day. You even plan a down day, right? Okay, so if we're gonna go to the park one day and then have a down day the next day, what is that gonna look like? What activities are available? What should I bring? Or is that gonna be a swim day? How many days of swim are we gonna have? Like that kind of thing. And you can take your time. Okay, so I hope that helps. If you have any other tips or ideas on vacation planning, please drop it in the comments. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you in the next video.